Hey, and happy Wednesday. So glad to see you. Do you even know that there's a fatal mistake that you might be making? And here's the worst part, you don't even know you're making it. That's right. There's a fatal mistake that you are making that you don't even know you're making. And it's fatal because it's tanking your reputational capital before anybody ever gets to know who you are. Hi, I'm Laura Morlando, the Stress Commando, and I am the founder and CEO of Down and Dirty Networking. And this is Networking Know How, where I give you quick tips to network more stress free and in a more meaningful way, like we do in our Down and Dirty Networking online community. So, what is Down and Dirty Networking and what's the community? We are 100% focused on relational networking. You see, we believe there's two types of networking. There's the traditional networking that you might know about, which is more transactional. And that's all about, hi, my name is, exchange business cards. And it's probably more of, I'd like a lead, a job offer, or some kind of new promotion. It's schmoozing, it's transactional. It's typically a one-way conversation. Hey, I see some people watching live. Hello, good to see you. Get up and chat. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Thank you for being here. And if you're watching on replay, thank you for watching on replay. I really appreciate you for that too. All right, so back to the fatal flaw and why the difference in networking can really help with that. So we'll tie it all together. So stick with me here. So traditional networking, which is more transactional in nature, is what we typically default to, whether we're in person, we're online, or we're doing things in the DMs, maybe on LinkedIn or the socials. But what you might not realize is there's another way of networking, which is relational networking, or what I call relational networking. And we believe this is having a meaningful conversation to learn from and about somebody to build a lasting and authentic relationship. There is no selling and telling. There is no pitch slapping. There is no one way conversation. It's being curious and really leaning into one of our core values here at Down and Dirty Networking, which is talk less, question more. And we actually had our member event earlier today, which was amazing. And in our events, we always curate a topic so nobody knows what the topic is, and we have a Q&A. And it's a great way to not have to worry what to memorize. There are no 30-second commercials. There's no speaker. We get right into the meaningful conversation. And today was really insightful. And I'll get to more on that if you stay till the end. But the purpose today that I really wanted to come with is I've been seeing this over and over and over in networking calls and connection calls that I've been setting up with people. And I wanted to really bring this to your attention to make sure you're not doing this as well, because it's a fatal flaw. Now, I'm giving grace to these people because we're all in the same group, so I kind of know where they are. And I've been gently giving everyone upgrades so that they can perform more strongly when they're out in the field, because I really want people to thrive and not make this fatal flaw. And for you watching, I don't want you to make it too. So, what is this fatal flaw? Trying to automate for the sake of automation tanks your meaningfulness and your reputational capital. Here's what I mean. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me on LinkedIn and said, I would love to chat. And I'm like, great. They send me their calendar link without me asking for the calendar link. They just send it to me. It feels very salesy. But here's what really gets me is when I go to click the link, even when I've asked for their calendar link and I click the link that they've provided, it's setting up a discovery call. I am not setting up a discovery call with you. I am setting up a connection call so we can chat, have a networking, a meaningful conversation. I understand the automations of the calendar. I've had the calendar links as well. It's one of the reasons I've abandoned the majority of my calendar links until I can get it set up in a way that's more meaningful. I'm just not going to use it because I'm not going to reach out to someone who I'm having a networking conversation about, but just book my discovery call because it's easier. It just feels salesy right from the get go. It already feels like I'm going to get on this call with you and you're going to pitch slap me. What is so interesting is of the calls, the majority, not all, but the majority of the calls that I have gotten on that someone has immediately sent me their calendar link before I've ever really asked for it, and I've booked the time to talk with them, it is 100% a pitch fest. It is 100% a pitch slap. There's zero interest in knowing what I'm up to or doing realistically. So if that's the MO, those people are kind of ruining it for the rest of the people that might want to use a calendar link just simply because it's easier, meaning no harm, and they just haven't had the time to go in and reschedule their standard discovery call setup. So they're just using that because it's just easier. I get it. I'm all for easy. But if I don't know you and I don't feel like giving you grace, you've already tanked your reputational capital with those people. So the fatal flaw is using that calendar link, using a discovery call calendar link or some salesy type of thing, or just doing it old school. Hey, I've got these 2 dates. One of the most powerful things that I learned when I was first starting out in sales and what I have taught is the power of alternative of choice. And alternative choice is the best thing to lean into when you're trying to book an appointment. Unless someone specifically asks for a calendar link from you, then okay, provide it, but set up a separate link so that it says a connection call, networking call, not discovery call. But if you don't have that, or you don't have the time to go in and fix it, or maybe your plan doesn't allow you to do it the old fashioned way and alternate of choice, which means I would say, hey, I've got Wednesday secured for networking. I can do 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. Central. Which one works best for you? And this way you get to tell me, hey, Wednesdays are no good, but the following Wednesday. And then I keep offering you 2 options, whether it's by day. Hey, I've got Monday or Wednesday afternoon. Which one's better? Great. Monday, great. I have these 2 times until someone picks a time. So alternative choice is the one that really drills it down and gets it secured. And I just find that this works really, really well. And people are like, you don't have a calendar link? And I'm like, no, here are my dates right now. I'm keeping it casual. I'm keeping it real. To be honest, I just haven't had the time to really set it up. But I accidentally did this with somebody because I didn't have the time to set it up. And I said I was keeping it real. And they go, wow, how refreshing. Everyone just slams their calendar link at me. So if you want to raise your reputational capital, you want to look like a human being who really cares about the person that you're talking to. If you want to set the stage for a true connection call free of a pitch fest, and you want to raise that reputational capital before you've ever really met somebody, make sure you're not using a calendar link. Keep it simple, keep it old school, and you will raise your reputational capital before you even get started. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you're not making that fatal flaw. And if you are, great, it's not a nose job. You can totally fix it as soon as you end watching this. So no big deal. Now, for those, I still see some people watching. Thank you so much for watching. But I promised you, if you stayed to the end, I'd give you kind of a bonus update. And I'm going to dig into more of this probably next week. But what I found so fascinating in today's conversation, Remember event, again, the meaningfulness. It was a topic, and people kept saying, oh, well, you already know this about me. And they were answering the question. What the question is not important. Of course, it's exclusive to members. The important part for you that I wanted you to know is please do not assume that everybody knows everything about you. They don't. I feel like I'm an open book, but I've recently realized I am if you ask me. And so I find it fascinating that people don't know that I'm a marketing consultant, that I don't have 3 businesses. I feel like I talk about it all the time, but ultimately I don't. Not everybody hears all of that. So another fatal flaw in networking is assuming people know everything about you, that you've shared it because you're an open book. They aren't. And don't assume you know everything about them. Keep asking questions and keep asking the same question over. There are things I'm still learning about my husband, and we've been married for many, many years. And I'm like, how did I not know this? Even with my parents, well, when they were alive, I was learning things. Oh, like how did I not know this? It's because we can't possibly know everything about a person. And so I hope that you stay curious, you continue asking questions, and you keep sharing and being transparent with a genuine authenticity to have a meaningful conversation. I know we call it networking here at Down and Dirty Networking, but this is an entire mindset shift and a different way of being that transcends hi, my name is. This will ultimately increase your connectedness, your relationships, and the meaningfulness of everything you do. Whether you are a corporate professional, whether you're an entrepreneur, I guarantee you this will work. This is how I have been able to have the trajectories that I've had both in corporate and entrepreneur land, leveraging relational networking in everything that I do. Even in the way I connect with my clients, my direct clients as a marketing consultant, my members of Down and Dirty Networking. I promise you, this is a mindset shift and a revolutionary way of approaching networking beyond what you've ever done before. So I hope this is helpful. I thank you guys for watching, and make sure you're not making any of those fatal flaws. But I'd love to hear from you. What other fatal flaws are you seeing right now, online networking or in-person networking, that you're like, oh my gosh, this is a fatal flaw. I really want to make sure people aren't doing this. If you're seeing that, let me know in chat or shoot me a DM, however you're watching this, on whether you're watching on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. Let's start the conversation, and maybe we'll make a part 2 of this to make sure people are connecting in a more effective way, and realizing with intention what they need to pay attention to. So hopefully this is helpful for you. Now, if you love all of these networking tips and you're like, Laura, I need a few more of these, I want to dig more into this relational networking, I encourage you to go find the Down and Dirty Networking YouTube channel. Down and Dirty Networking on YouTube. We have curated playlists of all of the different ways you can network, whether you're an introvert, you're a student, you're a corporate professional entrepreneur. There's something there for you. So check out the Down and Dirty Networking YouTube page. Make sure to subscribe. And then if you like more of these tips, make sure to follow us on LinkedIn or Facebook. Look for the Down and Dirty Networking LinkedIn and Facebook pages, because we drop articles and tips for you to be able to learn how to network more effectively, like we do in our online networking community. And for those of you interested about our community, stay tuned. We only have private public events 4 times a year. And our next one will be coming up in April. So stay tuned. Make sure you have liked our channels so that you can know when the next event is available for you to attend. Our events are closed to members except for those few times per year where you get to experience what we're all about. So make sure you're following our LinkedIn and our Facebook page, or if you drop me a DM or in the comments and put waitlist, we will add you to the waitlist so that you get the private invitation as soon as we open up registration for our next public event, which is our Conversations and Connections event. So hopefully just drop that in there. All right. It's so great to be here with you. Stay tuned every Wednesday afternoon, sometime between 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. Central. I go live for Networking Know-How for some of these different tips. And if you have a topic that you would love for me to cover or a question, drop me a DM and I will take it into heart. You never know, you might be the one chosen for the topic that we are going to speak about. So I hope where you are safe and warm. Again, I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you aren't making those fatal flaws. I hope this was helpful. Give me a thumbs up if it was, or drop me a comment. And until next week, when I see you again for our next Networking Know-How, happy networking.